All right, next up, Vikings 20, Commanders 17. All right, so let's start with this. We decided over the weekend, we have talked a lot of shit about the Vikings. They're 7-1.
Frauds.
We refuse to admit that they're Super Bowl contenders.
I think they might be the worst 7-1 team of all time.
They are a good team. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to pretend they're not a good team. But we were like, hey, we got to do something because the Minnesota listeners of this podcast, they need some type of satisfaction where if we end up being dead ass wrong about this Vikings team, there has to be a punishment. And you threw out PFT that if the Vikings win the Super Bowl, at least me and you, I don't know who else is we're all going to get Kirk Cousins tattoos. So his face.
I'm going to get Kirk Cousins' face tattooed on my ass.
Yeah.
If they win the Super Bowl,
I will
year.
do that as well.
And I think most Vikings fans understand how we feel about Kirk. Like,
yeah.
We know that the Vikings are a good team. We know they're fine. But like Kirk Cousins, it's going to be very difficult for us to ever fully buy in. On Kirk, and he's been playing pretty well. And then he taunts you by saying you like that right in your face.
He's got the
which
chains.
is such a soft insult.
Yeah,
it's like I feel bad fighting back against Kirk Cousins. Like if it's Dr. Seuss getting into a battle rap with you, you can't come over the top with profanity. You have to figure out a way to just like, I don't know, embrace.
He's a nice guy.
He's so nice, and he's infuriatingly nice. And then they dress him up with the chains on the plane.
Here's my only question, PFT. Do we need to have a punishment if they get to the Super Bowl?
If they get to the Super Bowl, but they don't win, I would say that means that Kirk Cousins is not a fraud entirely.
If they get to the Super Bowl, maybe we get tattoos just saying we were wrong. I don't know, or maybe the score. I don't know.
Or shirts that you could wear if we interview them out in Arizona for the Super Bowl, assuming they're there.
What would they be? Just saying we were wrong?
Yeah.
Maybe just get an I was wrong tattoo?
Yeah, I was wrong.
I could get an I was wrong tattoo.
I'll do that as well.
And
all
you know
right,
what?
You go.
I'll sweeten the pie. I'll convert to whatever denomination of Christianity Kirk Cousins is.
Okay. I'll be out on that, but I will do the I was wrong tattoo. If they get to the Super Bowl and if they win the Super Bowl, I will get a Kirk Cousins face. I'll get his face tattooed on me.
Yeah, I'm going to get,
So there you go, Vikings fans.
His face tattooed on my ass.
Now you can't be upset at us because now we have stakes in the game. Like we have our side, you have your side. This is the battle lines have been drawn. This is what it is. And if we end up being right, you guys, if the Vikings don't make it to the Super Bowl, I think any Vikings fan who's listening should get our faces tattooed on their body, but I'm not going to force them.
We're doing a handshake right now.
But it would be nice.
Over the
It'd
air.
be nice if they would reciprocate.
Well, the way I look at it, Big Cat, is sometimes when you're looking at being real wrong on a take, you got to double down on it. And so that's kind of where I am right now, where the Vikings, all signs are pointing to them being kind of real.
Yeah, the Vikings, their first place like script is just the best. I went back and I looked. They're 5 out of their first 8 games. They've scored a touchdown on their first drive. Every game is the same with them. They come out and they look incredible. And then their script, I don't know why they don't just run it back in reverse. Then Kirk Cousins, if there's a little bit of pressure or guys are covered downfield, he just does the check down thing for a few quarters, and they find a way to win. And they are a good team. They have a 4.5 game lead right now in the NFC North. They could clinch this by, I don't know, like second week of December. They have the one thing we will find out very quickly if we're going to get tattoos in the next 2 weeks, because they play at the Bills and then at home against the Cowboys, and it will be like an angry Bills team that's coming off a loss versus the what we think is fraud Vikings will be a good litmus test for how things are going to go.
Yeah, there was
Guess
one
the line.
Oh, Bills Vikings. It's in
Buffalo.
Is it? In Buffalo.
6.
I don't know if Josh Allen's
Whose
hurt.
line is it anyway?
That's the thing. I'm going to say
I know what it is.
6.5.
What is it?
8.5.
8.5.
That's
wow.
a lot of points. That's a lot
I'm
of
gonna have
points.
to fucking bet on the Vikings. Shit.
This is what we've been going through all year, though, is we've kind of like flirted with believing in Kirk Cousins, but we have to say no. We have to say no, Kirk.
No, stop it.
Stop it. That's a bad host.
They're a good team.
The chains were, unbelievable post game.
Yeah,
On the plane with the chains.
It's almost
chains
haunting me.
off.
It's almost like they're making fun of their dorky friend. It's like putting Halloween costume on your dog when they put those necklaces on him. They're like, oh, look at him. Isn't he cute and goofy?
You know what, though?
He looks like a thug.
I'm going to say
Kirk Cousins is setting a bad example for our children, listening to rap music, putting these chains on. I think he's a disgusting quarterback.
I have something that I thought that made me very scared when I saw that video. I think his teammates like him, which is bad because I always just went off the assumption that his teammates didn't like him, but now I think they actually like him, and so that's a piece to this puzzle that I have not handicapped.
I think if you're 7-1, it doesn't matter who your quarterback is.
Right, I know, but I'm just like, they genuinely feels like they like him, so that actually makes me scared. Again, this is a moment of weakness, and Vikings fans are just going to trounce on it, and I get it. Like, we have been a thorn in their side, and I still feel confident, but that was the first time I said to myself, they kind of want to be around Kirk Cousins.
I think they do like him, and also, what the hell, Kirk? Like, nobody knew that you were that jacked up.
Yeah,
he's got like an 8-pack,
so ripped,
and he's got guns. He's got
so
biceps.
Ripped. Yeah,
Kirk. That's like when you see Adam Sandler take his shirt off.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Well, this guy. I thought you were frumpy. I thought you were funny and frumpy." Kirk Cousins now is like low-key, high-key, jacked up.
Yeah, no, he is. He's ripped. He's ripped. He should have his shirt off more often.
I think that's the thing. Is like I'm very open about my hatred for Kirk Cousins and where it comes from and where it's been and where it's going to go in the future. But I wish he wasn't that good looking with his shirt off.
Yeah.
He's just running the score up on me.
It's the eyeball test. If you watch a Vikings game and you see when he just gets into check down mode, you're like, this guy is never going to make a play that isn't just right there for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's never going to just scramble around and make a play or throw the ball into a really tight window. Vikings fan, you have a very good football team. You're 7-1. You're 4.5 games up in the NFC North. That's all I'm going to say.
No, you are good. You're good. You are good. But
You're a
I'm
good
still.
team.
I hope you understand. I hope the real ones out there understand.
I think a lot of them do.
That I'm just. There's no way that I'm doubling back on this.
Yeah,
take. I'm driving 100 miles an hour at this light that I see off in the distance, and you know what? It might be a tunnel, or it might be a freight train coming my way, as Dan Campbell told me.